Okay, let's talk about a huge problem every content creator faces. How do you make a real impact with your work without completely burning out? Well, that's exactly what we're getting into. I'm going to show you how to take one single blog post and spin it into 10 totally different, super effective pieces of content.
So check this out. A recent study dropped a pretty wild number. 70% of marketers using AI in their workflow are not only seeing higher engagement, but they're also getting things done way faster. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? More results, less time.
Okay, but let's be real for a second. Is that your reality? Because for most of us, it feels different. You spend hours, maybe days, crafting this amazing blog post, you hit publish, and then what? You kind of just copy the link and paste it everywhere, crossing your fingers? If you're not seeing that big boost, you're definitely not alone, and it's probably because of one very, very common trap.
Yeah, that mistake, it's what I call the content copy-paste trap. It's this idea that you can just create one thing and blast it out everywhere, no changes. You know, it feels efficient, but it's actually one of the quickest ways to absolutely tank your engagement. And here's the core of the problem. The whole one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. It fails because every single platform is its own little world. It's got its own culture, its own rules, and its own audience that expects something specific. What kills it on one platform will be totally ignored on another.
I mean, just think about the difference. When you're scrolling through LinkedIn, you're in a professional headspace, right? You want deep dives, career stuff, networking, but then you hop over to Instagram and you want something completely different. Quick, visual, maybe a little inspiring or entertaining. It's like trying to serve a fancy sit-down dinner to someone who just wanted a quick slice of pizza.
And this trap, it has real consequences. Your engagement just dies. Nobody wants to read a giant wall of text on a platform like Instagram. The algorithms actually notice this too, and they'll push your content down because they prefer stuff made just for them. Plus, you miss all these amazing opportunities to create cool things like infographics or videos. And honestly, it just makes your brand voice feel off, like you don't get the vibe of the platform.
Okay, so if copy-pasting is the problem, what's the fix? Well, it's all about a simple but powerful shift in how you think. We've got to stop thinking about duplication and start thinking about translation.
And that's where content repurposing comes in. Now, the key here is you're not coming up with 10 new ideas. No way. You're taking your one great core message and just adapting it, shaping it so it feels perfectly at home on each platform and speaks directly to the people there.
Honestly, if you remember just one thing from all of this, make it this quote. It's so true. You wouldn't walk into a room of French speakers and start speaking Spanish, right? You wouldn't be understood. Well, your content is the exact same. You have to speak the native language of each platform.
All right, that all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually do it? Let's get practical. Here is your 10 and 1 playbook for turning that one blog post into a powerhouse of content. Okay, let's dive in. First, take the key points from your blog. Boom. Those are now short, snappy social media posts with a killer hook. All that data or any step-by-step process you mentioned, that's practically begging to become a sharp, shareable infographic. Next, you can summarize the whole thing into a 60-second video or reel. For your email list, pull out the single most actionable tip and link back to the full post. And finally, for LinkedIn or Instagram, create a carousel that breaks down your main ideas, one slide at a time. Just like that, you've got 5 pieces of content.
But wait, we're only halfway there. Why not record a podcast episode where you go deeper and share some personal stories? Or turn the key takeaways into a downloadable PDF guide, perfect for growing your email list. You could create a fun quiz or a poll to get people interacting. Pull out the best quotes from your article and make them into eye-catching graphics. And last but not least, use the blog as the script for a live webinar or a Q&A session. And there you have it, 10 pieces of content, all from one idea.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds like a ton of work, but the payoff is huge. And don't just take my word for it. Let's look at what happened when HubSpot, one of the biggest names in the game, really leaned into this strategy.
I mean, look at this. This shows the power of working smarter, not harder. When HubSpot made the switch from their old way of doing things to a smart repurposing workflow, they cut their content production time by a massive 40%. They were creating more and more effective content in way less time.
But it wasn't just about saving time. What happened to their results? Well, their readership, the number of people actually seeing and engaging with their content, shot up by 25%.
Why? Because they were finally delivering the right message in the right format on the right platform.
So you see, this is about so much more than just saving a few hours. This is about making sure that the brilliant ideas you work so hard on are actually being heard. It's about amplifying your voice and multiplying your impact without multiplying your workload.
All right, I've got a challenge for you. Super simple, you can do it this week. First, pick one blog post you've written recently. Second, just repurpose it for just three different platforms. Maybe a LinkedIn post, an Instagram carousel, and an email. And third, track the results. Just watch what happens. I think you're going to be surprised.
And look, you don't have to do all this heavy lifting alone. Think of AI tools like Jasper, Copy.ai, or Notion AI as your personal creative assistant. They can help you summarize, rephrase, and adapt your core message in seconds, making this whole translation process even quicker.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. You're working hard on your content, right? You put in the hours. But is your content working as hard as you are? If the answer is no, then it's time to stop duplicating and start translating.